Now we're rolling. Damage Plan MMA podcast. I'm Jason. As always, my co-host, the voice of MMA in Utah, Mr. Zack Partridge in the house. What up, dog?
What up?
Another Fighter Spotlight podcast today. Today we are welcoming Mr. Kevin Allred to the podcast, who will be fighting March 19th for SteelFist Fight Night. Kevin, what up, dog?
Yes, sir. Hey, thanks for having me, you guys.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on, man. So we had your opponent on Friday, and we got you on today. So we're excited to talk to you, man.
That's awesome. That's cool. I'm excited too. Kind of new to me.
Oh, man.
In studio.
In studio,
as you can't tell. Yeah, in studio.
Tires are going bad. I'm like, I think I can make it here, you guys.
Bro. No. Okay, so this happened right before air.
Yeah.
Everybody always knows. I always sit there.
Yes.
And he asked me to switch.
Yeah. I told him I'd kick his ass if we didn't switch. For personal reasons, just for personal reasons.
I believe it.
Yeah.
No, tell him the real reason.
Oh, I just wanted to show this off. It looked really weird sitting on the other side like this. Like, I mean, look at this. Are you gonna?
Some love.
Yeah, you got to do both arms. You got to do both arms. You don't have to worry about it.
I was kind of thinking a big old throat piece, anyways, to just be a little, just in case my arm's like not in the picture ever. They're like, well, at least he's got that big old throat piece going on.
Like Nanad.
Yeah, I was thinking
Nanad, Cole Schaefer's coach.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Serbian. It's got
the
tattoo that's coming up his neck.
Yeah, I want to get something really, really just gross and nasty up on my throat.
I feel like to have a throat tattoo, you either have to grow up in like Chicago or South Central or Serbia.
Oh, close. Sheridan, Wyoming, which
You Wyoming?
I'm from almost like the almost by the Montana border, and it's gorgeous place. It can be
or the Dub J.
It can be sketch, yeah. It can be a little weird. I could see some throat tattoos coming out of Sheridan.
So Kevin, you're training out of Fight City now, right?
Fight City, yes, sir.
Nice, heck yeah.
How long have you been there?
Let's see. We kind of started talking about this lineup and everything, and we knew it was going to eventually happen to where, regardless, let's get into the gym. So I would say just a little bit before Christmas, maybe, and then kind of was getting myself ready to hit it hard as the first of the year. So that's kind of where I'm at. So real consistent, at least since the first of the year.
How long has it been since you've trained consistently in a gym?
At a fight gym, geez, I would say probably back at Factum. It had to have been like 6 or 7 years ago. And I was on a pretty good run then. I think I'm old and been hit in the head a lot. I think I was like 4-2 under Factum, and then kind of just needed to take a big long break and get fat, be over fighting for a little bit. And yeah, so I've definitely been gone a long time. My wife keeps me in good shape. So even not doing the gym, not doing Fight City and stuff, we would do like Planet Fitness. We would go on hikes a lot, be real careful with our diet and stuff. She's really into health stuff and super active. So that kind of got me off the couch a lot and made me start focusing on myself and start loving myself a little bit more after that break.
Nice.
So I have a couple questions now. This is like spurring questions.
Yeah, bring it.
Is this a one-off, or is this I'm back?
I'm going to stick around. That's one thing that we talked about too with my family is, are we doing this one time or are we going to stick around? And I think it's going to just be a waste of a lot of people's time if I don't stick around. I don't have particular opponents. I don't know if I'm going to fight again right away, but it's not going to do anybody else any good for me to train for my own fight for 6 weeks to a month and not be a teammate in return. So I really owe it to this family of mine, whether it's teammates, whether it's SteelFist and stuff like that, everybody making that effort for me. I want to give that effort back to them too, especially how many sacrifices people are making just for me to be here and stuff. So cool. I want to give that back to you guys too.
That's awesome.
Heck yeah. Looking forward to that.
Thank you.
So that was question one. Question two, why Fight City?
I'm really familiar. If there's anybody I'm most familiar with as far as fighting, it's Tim Carroll and Eric Wallen. And holy cow, like they're just so good.
Yeah, because Eric used to be at Factum, right?
Yeah. So
Gotcha.
and then he started this. But yeah, Eric's real fun to work with. Tim Carroll, man, like you kind of forget that you're doing work because it's so fun. And then all of a sudden you're done and you just like you can't move anymore. It's so crazy. And since then, I don't know, the teammate scenario there is, I'm not going to say better than Fight City and stuff, but like, I'm a really shy and kind of timid person. Like, you guys see me chatty and stuff like that, and that's just me faking it till I make it.
Yeah.
I'm really shy. I'm really timid. And like, people like Kindred Wolf walking up and throwing an arm around me and let's do some sparring. And like, I've had several people, Rod Payne's always there. And I want to name drop the best I can, but Russell Souza, like so many people just offering to help rather than me. I've been in gyms where I'm standing in a corner and afraid to like insert myself. And I'm glad that I'm past that. And I definitely, it wasn't like that at Factum either. It was just kind of a different vibe there. And yeah, Fight City, it's just, man, like, hey, what's up, brother? Like you could just be like, I love you, man. Like it's cool.
That's awesome. So
Yeah,
Kevin, I got a couple questions. I got one question specifically about your fight on March 19th against Dustin Crawford. There seems to be a little bit of bad blood from you guys, and he kind of gave his spill on what happened.
What's
Feisty
what's that? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Does he have a nickname right now?
I don't know. I don't think so, but I could be wrong. Where's the bad blood coming from? What's your end of the story?
Okay, so I don't want to fuel anybody's fire here. I want to stoke my fire. I'm here for Allred. We can talk about this a little bit. Mainly, we just come from back in the day, really. We're kind of OGs.
You guys are both old school guys.
Like my first main event, I think, was like
Ultimate Combat Experience days.
Yeah.
Like we come back from Club Vegas and things like that, or just, we use the term broom closet a lot because my first main event, I fought Ollie Bradstreet. That was probably like my 10th fight. I don't know about him, but I'm warming up in a broom closet. And like, it's just like that, And so we come from way back and we're at a point now where we're getting spoiled. Like this could be your first fight ever. And you get to walk on and do a podcast with somebody. Or you get, no matter what venue you're looking at, you get some big old lights and sound and fog and all that stuff, and promoters that are going to take really good care of you and stuff. So the sport's definitely come a long ways, and it's just a little bit of a shock that we haven't fought each other. Aside from that, yeah, there's kind of a little bit of friction there, and I kind of let it happen because I wanted to be extra motivated. And
okay, all right.
There's a point, I just think that bullying is not cool, and I don't want either of us to feel bullied anymore. But yeah, there's a lot of emotion going into this, and I've never let somebody just come and try and beef with me like that. And I'm kind of excited to see what happens because I don't know. I feel like I don't do well when I'm beefing. And like I said, we're to the point in the camp where now I just need to focus on me. And
I like that.
Yeah. And people ask me all the time, how's your training going? How's this? And like, I'm not over here making him famous with my words and things like that. I'm boosting myself up. He doesn't need any more PlayStation hits or anything like that. So
dude, I mean, I dig it. Like,
yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You are so back to your training. So since it's been a while since you've been in it, is it just like riding a bike, like grappling, striking, everything, or is it taking some time to kind of get your rhythm back with some of that stuff?
That's a good question. So there's days where boom, I still got it. And I'm feeling so good. And then I'm like just jumping on a unicycle instead of a bike. I was walking around at like 165 before, and you guys all noticed I had plumped up just a bit. And so it's been kind of a science experiment seeing how my body's handling this at 39 years old and walking around at 185, 190, which when I started doing this, I I was struggling to stay under 210 pounds. So right now, like it's not a huge change, but the things that are going on in my life and things like that, just changing tons. So it's like a big science experiment just to see what my body's handling it now. And there's days where I'm about to puke, and it's rough. It's definitely more like riding a unicycle at times instead of a bicycle.
We got a question in here. Dutch is asking, you guys are fighting at 155, right?
From what I understand, I think we're doing like a 170 max.
Oh, okay.
I already feel like just me being out for so long, I know I'm going to make that weight, but that alone is going to be a bit tough too. So I'm definitely glad we're not aiming for 155 right now.
Okay. So kind of a catch weight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's a welterweight fight. If it's 170, then it's welterweight. But
and he's about the structure of a welterweight, which, I mean, that's what you get for a 155. You get somebody who's about 6 feet tall.
Yeah. So what do you think, based off what you've seen, not emotion side, what you've seen from his fights? Because he's had a fight, his comeback fight against AJ Garcia, and we saw him in there, versus with where you're at. Like, where do you feel like stylistically you have the advantages or whatever, like just about the fight?
I would say just, my lifestyle change and my health and my coaching and just the way that I'm going about this. I just don't see it not going in my direction. And it's hard to say. Like, so I watched his fight one time. I definitely didn't want to dig into his fight and stuff, because you got to assume there's rust on both ends of those fighters.
Sure.
And even if they're absolutely killing it, and I have to expect that there's going to be some level of rust on my end too. And it's going to come from somewhere that I didn't expect to. So I'm just kind of trying to always be thinking of the worst case scenario, put myself in really crappy situations as far as training to have to work things out, because it's never game plan A that, you don't just get a fight where it just goes 100% game plan A,
right?
And it'll just never happen that way. So just, like trying to find things that are just not working for me, finding things that are really uncomfortable and trying to expose that a lot, so that it's like, get knocked out in practice so you don't get knocked out, in your fight, So just trying to be aware that there's rust. And even if, I don't know, I could be 5 fights in right now, and it's something's just unexpected is going to happen, and you have to prepare for that.
I mean, that's what we always say, like when we pick up fights and stuff, like nothing's a guarantee in this sport.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like the only thing you can expect is the unexpected will happen.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. Scott.
So,
so it leads me into another question. So most fighters, when they either take a break or walk away or whatever, like for me, it was this way for football. I miss football so much. I couldn't even be around it. I didn't really enjoy even going to like games anymore as much because I missed playing it so much. How, and a lot of fighters have a hard time staying away. So you've been integral to the SteelFist family and team for so long.
Yeah.
Not fighting. Has that like made it so like, has that itch been like popping up here and there to fight again? Or has it been like, no, it's because I'm a part of the show, like that fills that itch? You know what I mean?
I actually, people ask me that a lot. I've seen fighters try to retire, and like you just can't use the R word in fighting. And that's pretty much my answer. Like, I've seen people retire and come back, and I've seen people do that where it works out great, and I've seen people do that where it's almost scary to watch.
It's a train wreck.
It is a train wreck.
Yeah.
And some of these people enjoy doing what they do just right off the couch, and that's awesome. And I'll help those people out and stuff like that. But you've got like your Cole Schaefer's that, you got people that are doing this all of the time now and stuff. So sorry, I'm straying a lot.
No, you're good.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
So I come across, I'm helping these people in the back, and that is definitely scratching a niche for me and showing me, whoa, I'm glad I'm not back yet because that was terrible. Or, this will be really fun when I come back, but right now I'm good. So yeah, and now that I am coming back, I feel more confident because I've been able to take that time knowing that.
Mason said he predicts you're going to win by knockout.
Oh, okay.
And so then Dustin
says he's got $100. It's not going to
happen. Spicy hot. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Yo.
Yeah. No, so but like wrapping hands and being a part of the show is like,
yeah.
Dude, so like you said, right? So you've been around OG days, like the sport's evolved so much. I've only been around for like 5 years.
Right.
And it's evolved a lot in that 5 years. And then I go back and look how it was before I got into the local scene.
Yeah.
And it's grown even so much more since then. I feel like I'm almost at the tail end of the amateurs that it's like, you're almost looking, there's hobbyists and then there's hobbyist amateurs like me.
Yeah.
And then there's amateurs like Cole Faust where it's like, you better be all in or else you're going for a long night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so it's like finding that balance of like, which SteelFist does a really good job. I feel like of finding those matchups and things like that of, kind of the making sure people are on the correct levels fighting each other. And
yeah. And this is a big thing too. If somebody is up here and there's another guy down here and stepping up, I've never had a fight where they haven't been like, hey, just so you know, this is more than what you're used to. We believe in you. Nobody's going to, like, for example, Kerry Latimer, one of the best friends I've ever had. We met the day that we were going to fight. We met at our weigh-ins to fight. And his promoter said, he's all right. I think you'll do okay against him. He's fought a couple good guys. I looked him up and I'm just like, no, like he could have just told me he's going to be good. I mean, it doesn't matter to me, but you don't got to just, he'll be okay. Sorry, we changed gears a second. So yeah, being in the back. So here's another thing too. I'll never get tired of fighting, but sometimes I like being around so much that I'm not even watching the fights. Like sometimes I won't come out of the back room, especially just like anxiety wise and stuff like that. This is cool right here. And you get to see this transition of somebody, chill out. And the room's starting to spread out. And all of a sudden there's, maybe only 3 or 4 fighters there. And you just like see that whole vibe change of like, we ain't messing around no more,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool. It's a whole nother aspect where sometimes that's funner than watching the fights and knowing that you guys can't do that, but I can. But sometimes you can. Yeah,
so
you guys can.
I can attest.
But a lot of you guys cannot do that, and that's fun.
So I'm just pointing my poster. Like when I was the main event against Justin McDonald, right? There were 16 fights that night. I'm sitting in the back, and you just watch all 16 fighters in their corner, and that room gets emptier and emptier and emptier. And then it's like co-main event time, and then it's just you and like 2 of your coaches, and that's it in that whole big back area.
Yeah,
and it's just like, whew, like. This is like the vibe is just different, right?
For sure. And there's one side that I call the echo room or the migraine room. And it's got those bright lights. And it's just, instead of one big room, you get a couple of rooms. And I feel like that's kind of even worse.
Yeah.
So Kevin, I want to touch on that a little bit. Mason just brought up a point about how he gets so much anxiety back there. And you touched on that you're not a very outgoing person. You kind of stay to yourself. How do you deal with those emotions backstage before a fight?
Oh, to be honest, I don't know if you would ever see nervousness in my face in the back. I don't know if I'm hiding it that well or distracting myself that well, but and I feel like I probably look pretty nervous when I'm cornering, but like as a fight, like as I'm going to fight and stuff, I don't really feel like I probably don't show that much nervousness, especially probably how much I'm focused. And Dustin's been around too, to where at least this process of getting through the nerves, we're at least ready for, but if this was my first fight and we're going under the lights with SteelFist and stuff like that, I'd probably want a trash can next to me.
Yeah. Well, talk about the process. So this is kind of sidetrack because
Mhm.
you've been around, you help and you're at all the shows and stuff. I got to ask, have you ever had an experience like you did cornering Tony Lopez at that couple fights, couple weekends ago?
Similar, especially because it's very common that it's somebody I don't know. And especially if he's clearly not a first time fighter, but
100 fights.
100 fights. Yeah.
been around
He's
a
had a
little
few
bit.
fights.
Did you sense any nerves from him?
No. Well, like preparation
Sure.
nerves and stuff like
Sure.
that. It was really cool seeing his daughter come in the back. His daughter was the corner. I carried the dang bucket and stuff. Like she gets way clearly I get no credit for what happened there. But I could tell she put a lot of work into him and just going and check on him and stuff. And that was really fun to watch. But yeah, he definitely just looked like hey, I got a really hard job I need to do. Just let me focus and don't talk to me. And that probably made it a lot easier. Like if I'm working with somebody I don't know, I'm going to keep it really simple and try not to confuse anybody, you know? But what's the comparison? Leo Pla. Oh man.
Yeah, when
I don't know if you guys
Oh, yeah.
Man, you keep bringing up all these dudes that knocked down my teammates.
I
brought up
know,
Tony.
you know what,
I brought up
too?
Tony.
I know I'm all like,
I'm just kidding.
look at those
No, you're
one hit guys. Yeah. And it's just like, hey, I'm just going to do what I do and just remind me to keep moving or something like that. And they put themselves in great situations where it was like, cool.
Yeah.
And it's
awesome.
kind of fun to just be that close on a main event or something like that too. Wouldn't say no to any of that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's unique, right? Like, so like both of those, right? Leo Pla is a good one. Tony, like they're my teammates. In the moment, I feel sick to my stomach for my teammates.
Absolutely.
But you take a step back and you just like it's what's so awesome about this sport.
Mhm.
Like a dude can just like get in the car with his daughter or 2 kids, right?
Yeah.
Tony,
Yeah.
drive up here and beat somebody like Ben Moa, which I mean, that place was rocking for Ben.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and it's like come in and get the win, but it's like, how do you not respect that guy?
Oh, for sure.
You know, I mean, I've even talked to Ben since then. He has been everybody's respect.
Yeah.
So cool. And you just have, for me, it's like you have the most unique seat in the house for that.
Yeah. I love
You're the one guy in there that's cheering for that guy, right?
And
Yeah.
especially, and it's cool when that dude doesn't want me to talk to him and stuff like that because he's, you know, way deep in his fights and stuff. But I like it even more when I can conversate with them and actually feel like I'm bringing them across that line rather than just you're on your own, you know?
Yeah.
Is there anybody that stands out that you've cornered that you're like, this guy's pretty cool? Like, I like this guy. I'm sure there's probably a lot, but is there anybody that sticks out?
There's a recent dude. Is it a Josh Henderson or a John Henderson that I cornered somewhat recently? Had no clue what to expect, but we kind of get into this first round, you know, and he's already kind of gassed, settle in. And like, it's so weird to see first time fighters be able to hang in there and make it 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Just because of that adrenaline dump and all that stuff. And he like, just the more tired he got, the more he was able to just listen and not just be Mr. Tough Guy anymore. And it was that classic case. I don't know if this was a one hit guy or not. Classic case of just swinging huge slow tanks and the other guy pat, and just reacting and landing 4 or 5 shots in a row. And it's just like, keep calm. We're going to just get right through this. And eventually his pace just outdid him, you know, and it was over. I'm like, and I told him as soon as it was over, like, you did every single thing you were supposed to do. Just listen, bring him to me, you know, no home runs. That's a big one I say too. No home runs. Keep it, you know, stay smart.
Dutch just put on there, what kind of instruction did Tony give you for being in his corner? Did he tell you anything? Did he want advice, or just mainly, hey dude, just get my stool and give me water before he walked out?
He said, I'll tell you when I want water. Don't say anything to me other than just tell me if I start to pause up a little bit, because he said that could be a little habit for him. So just remind him, keep moving. Other than that, and that's literally all I would say too, is when we were in the corner, I would just say, don't change anything. I have nothing to say to you. Don't change anything. Here's your water. Thanks for having me.
That is awesome. That's a good question, Dutch.
Just happy to be here.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, dude, you've cornered against me. My first couple fights were against independent guys, and you cornered against me. When you're getting those independent guys that maybe their first fight or first fight for SteelFist or whatever, if you don't really know their style or whatever, do you try in the back to like kind of be like, so what's your game plan? Like what's that conversation?
A little bit, yeah. I usually say like, right now the hay's in the barn. I cannot teach you anything right now.
Yeah.
Be able to listen while we're in there, but I'm not going to show you how to do a triangle right now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to show you how to throw a punch. I wish I could take some mitts around and do some mitts with these brand new people, but how many people are going to be like, oh, he jacked up my shoulder warming up, or a lot of times, like if I'm teaching you how to do this for the first time and you're about to fight, like the hay's in the barn, dude. Like
you don't want to be teaching somebody thinking how do I punch, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, let's deal with what you can do right now, and let's talk about as things are happening. But if all you can do is keep them towards my voice and listen, keep your head moving and stuff like that, and just be able to adjust on the little things. Like I said, if I just taught you how to do a triangle, you're not going to execute it out there in 10 minutes. So let's just forget about that.
Funny memory. I just realized it. My very first fight, I fought Denny Soriano.
Okay.
You were in his corner.
Uh-huh.
He head kicked me like 13, 15 seconds into the fight.
Kick him in the head. No.
This
was illegal at the time, right?
Yeah, it was still illegal. But the ref didn't do anything about it because I went down and I kind of just like grabbed him and all I could remember was I could hear your voice and I couldn't hear my corner's voice. So then I remember just trying to drag him over to my corner because I could hear your voice, not my corner.
And I've been doing this a while. I've got some pipes on me.
Yeah.
But you still got to be on our side a little bit.
Oh,
but, yeah. But well, and that's crazy too, because if it is a stranger, they probably don't know my voice, and I might have forget his name too. So
yeah.
Hey, you're doing great, guy. You're doing great. Guy.
Keep it up, buddy. Keep it up, bro.
Red corner.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Oh,
so are you a big fan of MMA too? Do you like watch UFC and stuff, or are you more just still digging the local scene type guy?
I love the local scene way more, but the main thing is the sport has gotten so big. Somebody will be like, did you see so-and-so fight? And I don't really remember. Like, I could honestly forget how a fight happened, how a fight ended as soon as I get in the cage to give them water sometimes. Yeah. I'm just like, it's like working for a concert and you've seen the show.
Yeah.
You've seen the act, and everything is very unique, but yeah, sometimes maybe it's just the hits to the head or something. I'm just like, that was awesome, but I'll probably forgot what happened, other than probably who won and who lost. ADD.
All right. So I got more of a comment, and we'll circle back to your fight with Dustin. On Friday, Dustin mentioned he kind of issued a challenge to say that he wanted to stand with you for the first round and just stand there and just bang it out in the first round. And he said after the first round, then anything goes. But he was kind of issuing that challenge to you if you would take that up on him.
I'm not familiar with that guy. I don't know. But apparently he wants to stand and bang the first round. That's the thing I've ever heard. I want to get in a fight with somebody, and that's just the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. And I'm not really going. I've got an opponent on the other side. Clearly, you guys can see and read all his stuff, and he's got a lot to say and stuff. But my gym doesn't really do like the mouth skills thing. Like, there's not a mouth class at Fight City.
Yeah. And
there's not like a PlayStation class that shows you how to execute moves on PlayStation 5. So I've been my own opponent for long enough right now that I've got my own self to deal with. And Mr. Yaka Yaka there, like, you just keep doing that thing, okay? Because I'm going to keep doing this.
I love the mindset, Kevin. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's interesting when somebody says like, I'm going to do this, but at the end of the day, like, it is MMA. So it's not like it would be like,
I don't know if I've heard a question like that since a Mike Stidham show. So like, you could go like do something what used to be Sandy Station, if you want to live back in the broom closet days and stuff. But
Yeah.
This is SteelFist, yo. Like, this is, yeah, like, it's just not like that anymore, brother. I'm going to come out and I'm going to get in a fight with you. And I don't really care what you have to say. And I don't care what you think your game plan is. Like, I'm sorry, but this is what's on my mind right now. Okay.
Any predictions on the fight?
Just success. Just very much success.
You said it was Xbox. You said it was Xbox, not PlayStation.
Dude, that thing's outdated, yo. What the hell was I saying? Shut up.
Oh, we were talking about my bad. I didn't mean to.
You freaking Jason.
I'm sorry. It popped up and I just couldn't stop laughing. I was laughing. Sorry. My bad. Oh man.
No, but you're just predicting success.
Yeah, predicting success in the fight.
Man, I'm like, I gotta just say, my family and stuff, I'm winning right now so much. And like, there's no way that I'm not gonna walk away successful, whether, things happen. I could lose a fight or something like that, but I'm winning and I'm leaving that venue a winner. And that's not something that Spicy Hot can take away from me. Like, you cannot take away the success that's happening with me right now. It's never going to happen.
I love that. That's kind of, once I accepted, Dominic Cruz said it when somebody said something. He said, when did you, and they were just asking him since he'd come off his loss and lost his belt. And he goes, the best thing, the most freeing thing is when I realized that I could be happy without being world champion.
Yeah.
Like, winning wasn't the end all be all of happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody's going to retire undefeated,
Unless your name's Khabib. He's the non-anomaly.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. But everybody, it's part of the sport.
Yeah.
So,
and
I love it.
You definitely, there's a big part of the sport that he missed out on by not experiencing a loss. As weird as that sounds, like, to not have to deal with that stuff and
talking about Khabib,
and come back and stuff like that. Like, there's a big part of the competition that you missed out on. So I'll beat Khabib one day. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But and he can figure out what it's like to lose or something like that. I'll beat him in poker or something.
There you go. Hey, interesting. I don't know if you saw it, but him and GSP are entertaining a grappling match.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
That would be cool.
Fun. Yeah. I'd watch this. I'd watch that. But
it'd be really long. It would be like, especially what if it was like an untimed match and it was like 4 hours or something.
Yeah, your internet's a little slow now, Zach. It's you now, Zach. I got mine fixed.
Get out of here.
It's you, dog. It's you, dog. Your pitcher.
We're doing good.
All right.
Hey, Kevin, we'll let you. We'll wrap this up, man. Do you have any sponsors you want to give a shout out to?
I would love to. I'm gonna whip out my phone real quick.
Do it.
Got some reminders.
Perfect.
Do it. Yeah.
But yeah, also just thank you, everybody. Even if there's somebody out there that hates me and doesn't give a crap what I say, I appreciate you just watching MMA, listening to us talk crap on each other, whatever it is. Okay, so first one I want to say is a Flawless Company. It's pronounced, it's a PHLAWLESS, and she's on Facebook. You guys can follow her. I'm gonna go ahead and share her page and everything as soon as we're done. She's really good. She's been help lining up shirts for me and everything that hopefully we get squared away really, really quickly. It's been crazy busy. So yeah, Flawless. She's amazing. She does custom apparel and vinyl decals.
Nice.
18 Construction, which they're actually helping out the Marshalls brothers too.
Nice.
Barely started talking with them and we're already dumping through tables. These people are so cool. And I want to tell them, thank you so much. Bobby and Jen Archuleta. I'll share those guys too. I shared them yesterday. Wayne Brown, Extreme Fire Protection. This dude is helping out so many MMA fighters.
Yep.
Gotta just appreciate how much he's doing for some of the shows and some of the actual, just the fighters that are, this is not easy. It's not easy being family people and stuff like that. And sponsors, if you're a small business owner or something, help these fighters out if you can. It's really, really important. And also Jason with Wasatch Tetris Movers. I've known this guy for probably 20 years. Really, really good moving company. Got great reviews. he's got to be at the #1 on Yelp or I think Google. He keeps up with all those, and it sounds like his reviews are really awesome too. And I've worked with him for like several years. So
Awesome.
yeah, get with those guys. Hopefully we can get some other sponsors on board. But yeah, just I appreciate you guys all listening to what we have to say and just being interested in stuff.
How do people get a hold of you for tickets?
Gosh, should I put my phone number out here?
Facebook.
Yeah,
Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook's probably best.
Yeah,
If
don't want to do that. We've had some weird spam stuff coming lately.
Yeah, and I'm pretty gross anyways, you know. So yeah, just Facebook Messenger is probably best. Kevin Allred.
Right on. Hit him up. March 19th, SteelFist Fight Night. Come check out Kevin. Zach will be on the card. We got a stacked card. Super excited. Kevin, thank you for joining us, man. It was awesome talking to you and hearing all the stories. It's gonna be a good night, March 19th.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait to visit with you guys again. Thank you, everybody.
Roger that. We out.